Hello, everyone. My name is Scott Mills. I'm a police officer in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And welcome to the first of three Hangouts on air going live to YouTube from the fourth Global Police Tweet-A-Thon. I'm speaking to you from Toronto, Canada, and I'm honored to have with me Aaron Holloway and Heidi Iser. Aaron is from the New Zealand area, and he's helping. My name is Scott Mills. I'm a police officer in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And welcome to the first of three Hangouts on air going live to YouTube. Okay, we're good there. Sorry about the feedback. And that was my fault. Sorry about that, people. So Aaron is in New Zealand, and we're participating in the Global Police Tweet-A-Thon here. And Heidi is in Queensland, Australia. Heidi is a media relations officer using social media in Australia, and Aaron is assisting law enforcement with social media issues in the entire Pacific region. So we're just going to have a quick chat here because the Global Police Tweet-A-Thon goes for 24 hours, and it starts in each time zone at 8 a.m. days where this Tweet-A-Thon goes. Where we try and celebrate what the police are doing and also hear from our community members about what they expect from their police officers. So I'm going to put it over to Aaron here, and Aaron is going to let us know what he's seeing out there for starting it off the fourth Global Police Tweet-A-Thon today.
Yeah, thanks, Scott, and Heidi, welcome as well. It's really good to be a part of this. My background is coming out of New Zealand Police, and we were an early adopter of the Tweet-A-Thon back, I think, in the first one even. In New Zealand and also the Pacific being placed where we are, with our time zones, we generally kick it off, which is a really good honour for us. Currently, I'm based here in Samoa, and I'm working throughout the Pacific with law enforcement, who are definitely starting to face some issues around social media with the uptake of internet and the basically availability of cell phones and stuff like that. We're definitely seeing some issues around it. So part of my role is really to give them some guidance around different things, different issues. And one way that I'm really pushing is embracing the social media of bandwagon, I suppose you could say, with looking at ways you can embrace it to communicate with your public and get different messages and issues across to them.
Thanks very much, Aaron. We've got us joining here from Queensland is Heidi. She's on Google Talk, so you're probably not going to be able to see her, but you'll definitely be able to understand here. So what I'll try and do maybe is share her screen or share her Twitter feed, QPS Media. Welcome, and what are you seeing here today with the Police Tweet-A-Thon, and what are you doing? And let us know what's going on there.
Yeah, so this is actually the first time we've joined the Global Police Tweet-A-Thon. We actually only found out about it yesterday, so we did some very quick preparations to get ready for it. And what we're doing, we're going to be sharing a lot of images from our Queensland Police Service as well, and showing you what we're about and how varied our service is here in Australia. So we have officers who are based on islands, who are on the beach, and then we have officers in the city, and then we have officers in the middle of the outback. So we're going to be sharing some great images from our officers just to show you what we're about. We're also sharing some stories in our local news that's happening for us at the moment. And we're also going to be sharing some of our crime prevention messages that we're trying to get out there, especially for the Christmas period, with road safety, with online crime, also safety tips for parents with their children online. So yeah, that's what we're doing with our Tweet-A-Thon today, and so far we've been getting good positive feedback, and we look forward to tweeting for the rest of the day.
Well, it's really great what you're doing, Heidi. I think I'd be remiss if I didn't actually ask you about the use of social media that happened in the incident in Sydney. And I know you're not directly involved, and you can't comment on everything that's happened there. But I can tell you, as a person sitting over here in Canada, that Twitter lit up when that hostage incident was happening, and everybody over here in Canada with any interest was able to follow pretty much anything that was going on in Sydney, Australia in real time.
Exactly.
Can you comment about how that works? Sorry,
so that's okay. So our friends at New South Wales Police Service, so the state just below us, were the police service to be handling that incident. So basically, they were tweeting help to the public as well about diversions in place in the city, what was happening, keeping them informed, and a way for the journalists to join in the conversation as well. And then from there, we saw a really great movement happen with the hashtag I'll Ride With You. In the city of Sydney, pledged their support to people of Muslim appearance to basically ride public transport with them to get home at the end of the day, so that there would be no slurs or comments made directly at them as a result of the Sydney siege.
I can tell you that when I'll Ride With You hashtag started, that was very much filled my heart with joy to see that happening. And overnight, we went to sleep here in Canada, and by the time we woke up in the morning, that was trending pretty much worldwide, and there was news headlines over here in Canada about this is the way to do things, way to go Australia for leading big, for uniting the world. So congratulations, Australia, to every person that got that going and made it such a big deal about unity. It's so needed in our world today.
Yeah, that's what we saw, and it was incredible thing for people to start that. It was great to see.
Well, I'm just going to go back over to Aaron here. What were you seeing there as a person in New Zealand, next door to that country, when that incident was happening?
Yeah, definitely from both in New Zealand and the Pacific, we were very interested in that story, that's for sure. And it was, as you said, it was really heartening to see that hashtag come up as we were watching it through the day progressing. And yeah, the guys in Aussie, we had our hearts go out to you. Really tough calls had to be made, and but it was really interesting watching the feedback on social media around it, and you guys did a really good job, especially New South Wales Police and AFP as well. Well done.
Well, that's great to hear. We're just going to go. I got a question again for Heidi here about that incident. What is the sentiment there? I've heard just about what's going on here in North America. We seem to really be having some issues with police and community relations over here in North America, and this is the 4th time we've done this global police tweet-a-thon, and I'm sensing, I've been involved in the organization of all 4 and participated in all 4, and I'm sensing somewhat of a reluctance that maybe this whole event, Global Police Tweet-A-Thon, would be hijacked by negativity and hate towards police officers and things like that, and officers to participate in this event. What's the sentiment in Australia? You know, you're coming off of a big incident over there that had international attention in social media, and you're out there tweeting in this event here today. What's the feeling of law enforcement in the community over there about relations between the police and the community?
Yeah, at the moment in Queensland, our public satisfaction with the community is at an all-time high. We're in the middle of celebrating 150th year of policing. So we've been putting out a lot of messages to our community, thanking them for supporting us for that 150-year period. Feedback that we get has been incredible. Obviously, as a law enforcement agency, we're always going to cop some.
Lost audio.
Ah, there you go. I can hear you now.
We're back. do we still have Heidi, or have we lost Heidi? I think we've lost Heidi. It's just you and I, Aaron. So maybe you could continue on answering that question that Heidi was answering about what the sentiment is over in the Pacific between the police and the community, and maybe there's some lessons to be learned for over here in North America, how to engage our communities better.
Yeah, from what I've seen so far in the Pacific, right across the different agencies that I work with, is that there's a real willingness to be one with the community, to get out there and really work with them together, really. And what I've seen is definitely around youth programs. There's some really good work being done by some agencies throughout the Pacific around youth and how to combat youth crime and issues around that. And just generally that being accessible and getting out there. And I suppose there's a few differences with policing in the Pacific. It's most of the islands are very small. Most of the people are relations or family and know everyone quite well. Also, police in the Pacific generally don't carry guns. They generally don't even carry handcuffs or batons because they don't get that sort of crime here. And so they're really community focused, really orientated towards community policing. And I think talking to some of the people here that about the issues that are going on currently in America, that they're having a real hard time understanding how there's been that backlash towards their police officers. But they can understand that people have different views, especially from around the world. So yeah, they're definitely looking at how it's going on, and things are a little bit different, I suppose, here in the Pacific. And I don't know how you translate that model over to the States or to Canada or wherever, but yeah, definitely using the police, community policing is the way to go, I believe.
Well, thanks very much, Aaron. I know here in Toronto we really try our best to do that as well, but there's always challenges with it. So Heidi, did we manage to get you back there? We lost you for a bit.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know how much you heard from me, but I seem to have just dropped off. And
you were talking to yourself down in Australia.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, we kind of I think there's an internet connection issue on my hosting end here, but we've rectified that, and I was able to redial you on Google Talk. So okay. Yeah, if you just want to, Aaron's just kind of answered the same question about how community police relations are from his perspective, and I know you probably didn't hear what he said, but is there any thing that you might be doing down there in Queensland that maybe could help improve relations up here in North America? Things seem to be pretty strained right now in North America.
I think for us things have fallen into place. We started to use social media during some floods in 2011 that we had here in Queensland, and it was about getting public information out, rectifying rumours and that kind of thing. From there, the public saw us as a vital tool in public information. Facebook can only grown that way, and we seem to get positive feedback back as well. As I was saying before, we're celebrating our 150th year of policing in Queensland, and we've been putting out lots of messages to our community thanking them for support, and we've been getting very positive feedback from that, very positive sentiment. As a law enforcement agency, we're always going to have criticism, but the majority seems to be positive sentiment.
Well, that's really great to hear, Heidi, and it's been so amazing to be able to hear your voice all the way from Queensland and to use modern technology to try and connect here. I just want to tell a few people we were about an hour late getting this going, and it was the three of us talking back and forth on email that finally got it going, and how we eventually were able to connect due to some of the technology barriers that we were having was you're on Google Talk through a Gmail address, and Aaron's on a Google Plus Hangout on Air, and so am I. So we've managed to connect here, and I hope we're going to stay connected. We've only got 2 live viewers because trying to troubleshoot all these technical difficulties, I wasn't even able to get the link out. So I really hope that we'll put this link out on Connected Cops as soon as we're done here, and hopefully we can share it, and anybody that's missed it can go hear this and hear the great work that you're doing down there in Australia and New Zealand, and for coming out. And I'd like to give you each the last word. So we'll hear from Heidi first here. What's your last word and advice for people participating in the Global Police Tweet-A-Thon for the next 24 hours?
Oh, we're really excited to be a part of the Global Police Tweet-A-Thon. As I said, it's the first time for us, and we've had some excellent feedback on our social media, and it looks like we've got some excellent things coming our way with some new channels. So yeah, please enjoy the things that we share on Twitter today, and we hope you get a glimpse of the Queensland Police Service in Australia.
Well, thank you very much. And how can people connect with you, Heidi? What's the Twitter handle that you're tweeting from?
Twitter handle is @QPSmedia. You can also follow us on Facebook, Queensland Police Service. We're also on Instagram as QPS Media, and we also have a YouTube account and a Pinterest account if you're interested in following those as well.
Well, what's the website where all that we can find that on?
If you go to www.mypolice.qld.gov.au.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Heidi, and we really appreciate you taking the time to do this Global Police Tweet-A-Thon and to speak with us today.
Thank you very much. It's been lovely talking with both of you.
And Aaron, the last word to you. You were the first one that piped up there when this was happening, and I know we were having some dialogue back and forth. I want to. We have to hit on this quote-unquote hater thing. People are out there saying some really nasty things about police officers. At times that makes us as police officers kind of want to shy away from social media. What are your sentiments on that? A message to the other police officers, a message to our community members. Why are we out here doing this Global Police Tweet-A-Thon?
Yeah, that's a very good point, Scott. I think my last word really is is for those police officers out there that are seeing this backlash come against them, especially on social media and stuff, is to just keep their chins held high and just carry on with the amazing job that that nearly all of us do every day out there saving lives and protecting our community. Also to the community members out there that are reading some of the social media stuff, yeah, everyone's entitled to their opinion, and generally out of these sorts of discussions come some really good realizations about how we can do things better, because we're not saying that we're perfect, but definitely having that community involvement and those community discussions help us create a better police force. So just bear that in mind when you're reading some of the stuff that's out there, and if on the poll tweet stuff as well, I encourage everyone to get along, follow it, enjoy it, and hopefully get a good understanding of what it's like to be a police officer out in the modern world today. And I know, hopefully on a personal note, for the next Tweet-A-Thon, we're looking at a couple of Pacific agencies joining in, as I know they're currently watching this whole poll tweet thing at the moment, just seeing if it's something they want to be involved in, and I'm sure it is, because it would be good to give a real good view from the Pacific of what it's like to police in a Pacific island. And yeah, thank you very much for all your hard work as well, Scott, and I really appreciate your time.
Thank you for the kind words, and thanks for joining us today, Aaron. Our next conversation here on Hangout on Air is titled "What Works and What Doesn't Work: Police Agency's Social Media Strategy," and that's going to be focused heavily on guests and people participating from Europe. If you would like to participate, please send us an email at poltweet, P-O-L-T-W-T, @connectedcops.net. And that will be occurring Friday, December 19th. It's actually at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 1 p.m. GMT time. And we'll look forward for that. And we know we have an amazing one set up with some really, really important guests. We've got a Dallas Police Deputy Chief coming to join us. We've got Crime Stoppers USA coming to join us. We've got a number of social media officers, and we've got a very vocal community member that would love to improve relations and have police officers look at the community a little different. Joining us in our third conversation on Hangouts on Air for the Global Police Tweet-A-Thon, and that will occur Friday, December 19th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard, which is 11 a.m. Pacific time and 9 a.m. HAST time. So we're going to sign off on our first conversation, and please go out onto Twitter and check us out, and hopefully some great things will come out of the Global Police Tweet-A-Thon. And I'm Scott Mills, and it's been an honor to host here today, and we'll look forward to some more great things to come for improving police and community relations, connected cops. And